with the Jamaica Football Federation seeking to employ a key head coach for the Jamaica men's national team. Names such as Gerardo Martino, Dwight York, Miguel Coley, and just a few more to mention were in the pipeline as candidates to lead the charge. However, in recent days, former Manchester United player and head coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has become the front runner for the job. Today on Premier 7, I want to cover the topic Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for Jamaica job. Should he accept it? Join Premier 7 right now for the big chat.
How does it feel to be back?
Wow, thanks first of all. It's great. It feels like coming home, I have to say. It's been now a few whirlwind days, of course. It's been like very hectic, but just great.
Welcome everyone to Premier 7. I am your host yet again, Ryan Nelson, coming to you with a video with speciality surrounding the news about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It is already known that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the front runner for the Jamaica men's national team head coach job. But the question is, should he accept the offer? It is my pleasure in presenting to you yet again a video of importance surrounding the Jamaica men's national team. And by way of that, a few hours ago, I did a poll trying to hear what you think about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And the question was, should Ole Gunnar Solskjaer accept job offer as head coach of Jamaica men's national team? 20% voted so far, 90% says yes, 10% said no. And of course, it was capped off with a few likes, 4 in totality. It seems good for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer from all those persons who have voted. But on Premier 7, the channel that is not biased, I have to share my own say on the matter. Of course, I just want to dive into some key segments surrounding the topic. I want to do a general talk by way of the news that was being published on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, then into is statistical information where a manager is concerned, with the latest being at Manchester United, and should JFF get him in. People, if you're new to the channel, of course, please subscribe, watch the content, like it, of course, and comment. Share it with other persons for them to be in tune with the channel. And if you are already a subscriber, you know what to do already. Now, back to base. The question of concern, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for Jamaica job. Should he accept the offer? And people, without a doubt, based on what you said in the poll, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer saw that, it may convince him to take up the offer. But let's have a general chat on the former Manchester United player and coach. Of course, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is by no doubt a person who is jolly, a people person. He loves the game, he loves football, and he wants to prove his point. Seeing that he did not have the best of the best ending at Manchester United, his honeymoon period was like a one-hit wonder because of the brilliant interim job that he did before he became permanent manager at the club. But let me just turn my attention to the latest news surrounding him. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer led the pack to be national head coach. Rene Simoes also applies. Posted by Wayne Walker on the 18th of July 2024. I had to spend some time to really and truly look into the matter to say that Jamaica really go for Solskjaer. But it is absolutely true that they are. So the news mentioned that former technical director of Jamaica's football, Rene Simoes, is amongst those who have applied for the job to be head coach of the men's national senior team. We know that Simoes was the man who led Jamaica to the '98 World Cup, but I think his time has come to an end because if you watch football in its continuity or start to have understanding surrounding the game, you will realize that the game has moved on from Simoes' type of playing. And in modern days, for a Mourinho, the game has left him. So we have to become more modernized. So in the following parts of the post or the written article on Nationwide, it says that, however, it is understood that the technical team is not keen on a third time for Simoes. Meanwhile, former Manchester United coach Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is believed to be the front runner for the job. Solskjaer is reportedly amongst the short list of 4 or 5 candidates to be interviewed for the post. Solskjaer and his former Manchester United teammate Dwight York are 2 of the big names amongst the 40 who showed interest. So Jamaica is like a mini Manchester United, it seems, seeing that 2 of the former strikers are in the pipeline of securing a possible position to be the coach of the Jamaica men's national team, but only one can be the victor. The news was being published, and you have to look on it from a perspective whereas not only the names are concerned, but can these names mentioned, especially on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, could he manage or to ascertain continuous performance in terms of being consistent with results in a positive way for the national team? Can he do that? And we have to say, based on the recent history surrounding his career as a coach, maybe not. But he's the biggest name that some persons may say that has been developing on an hot fire. But his name as a coach isn't bigger than a Gerardo Martino. But that seems to be cooled a bit. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, from a statistical perspective, has won a few trophies before, right? As a Norwegian manager, not for the national team, but where competitions in his country is concerned. And he's a coach that has been around or managed to coach big names with ego or help to develop youngsters like an Erling Haaland, whereas the big names are concerned Cristiano Ronaldo, think Edinson Cavani, Jadon Sancho, Matic, Pogba. He has done a fairly good job to some extent, whereas those controlling and managing of the players were concerned. He has been a person who has been loved a lot. But the love is not everything. It needs more. But for Solskjaer, he has been not bad. In Manchester United days, 127 matches, he has won 59. And of course, it isn't a bad thing to see, really backed by the Glazers, but he has made his name as being a coach with potential. And I'm just showing you the records here for proof. So here it is. To continue on that, I mentioned the matches and the wins, and the draws now 32, losses 36, goals for 212, goals against 168. One time he became the manager of the month. But Solskjaer, even though his winning percentage is in the 50s, I think 54, he's above Louis van Gaal, but the defeats were horrific. Watford was a terrible one. Liverpool had Manchester United around their fingers, but he had his moments when he dominated big games against Manchester City on several occasions. So it is a bittersweet experience for him at Manchester United, and I think he can use that experience to roll over into the Jamaica job should he accept the offer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't a bad person, and I think he needs some more experience as a coach. But the Jamaica job, could he take it? I think Gareth Southgate, Patrick Vieira, or Henry is on the list of becoming the coach for the United States. And can any of those persons do what the past coaches has done for the United States? It is somewhat similar, whereas caliber is concerned for coaches to lead teams. And I think Patrick Vieira, to me, is the best candidate to lead the United States. But I'm not about the United States team, I'm about the Jamaica men's national team. So you're seeing the statistical representation for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and it looks somewhat impressive on paper. But you have to reflect on the whippings that he received from the big teams. And the thing is now, should JFF get him in, they already have him on the plate. They want for him to become the coach. But is it the right thing? Should he accept it? Let's talk about a cultural perspective first. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a Norwegian. Jamaica is different from how Norway is operated. And I think Iceland isn't far from Norway. You can see how similar our past coach Hermer Algrimson was when he was in charge of the Jamaica men's national team. He's somewhat similar to an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he had the experience of managing his country at the highest level before. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did not, but they are somewhat similar, whereas Europe is concerned, the European culture. And I think that can be an issue for Solskjaer coming into the Jamaica system. The players aren't as big as those for which he has managed before, but coming into a Jamaica system, it will take more work based on the timing of his employment if he gets the job. The contract is there. I don't know how big it is, but it may be a good food. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would need a very good staff around him to supply his desire. And seeing that he is a coach who has managed a Mason Greenwood before, who is on Jamaica's list, it could be a good thing. Gibbs White, Holgate, those names are known by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And it would be a wondrous thing for him to bring them in, but it is up for the JFF to do their jobs as well. From a tactical perspective, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer loves to use the 4-3-3 and even the 4-2-3-1. Or a midfield needs the boost. And Dujon Sterling, Gibbs White, can he get those persons in? And the front line will be boosted by a Mason Greenwood, as I mentioned before. But it is not just talk that will make sense. It is all about making the work happen. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will just accept the job like that. He's not a fool. And even though he's a lover of football, I think he would prefer to manage a club in his area or in Europe. Or if he's going to take a national job, from my perspective, it will not be Jamaica, because Jamaica's structure is poor. And yes, he's a bad coach from some person's perspective. Maybe the Maverick Oral Tracer would say that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a good coach. I don't think I would disagree. But Jamaica football, whereas Al Grimms was leading the charge, it was getting better, even though we faltered along the way, but we wanted consistency and continuity, whereas dominance was concerned with playing style. But all Al Grimms walked away. And in the midst of things, we need a coach right now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer may not be able to withstand the pressure instantaneously. He will need time to adapt and get to know the players and this and that and whatever. Jesus, it is not the right timing to me. Can Paul All be the man? Can Rudolph Speed take the team over? But people, it is a big topic. And as I've said before, it is about the question as to whether he should accept the job. Not to say that he is going to, or not to say that it is fresh news that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is on Jamaica's list. It is out there already. But I'm just bringing things from a different angle. And people, I need for you to share your point. Drop your comment in the comment section surrounding the topic. And of course, I will be on board to respond. But it is not going to be an easy ride for Jamaica if we don't get a coach within time for before the World Cup. So, people, thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think. Take care and goodbye for now until we meet again.